Kia ora. Hello. Haere mai. Welcome, viewers. This week, I'm very privileged and grateful to be standing near the Te Awa Kairangi and respectfully acknowledge the tangata whenua of this land. We're rebooting My Favourite Thing this week, a game where we talk about our favourite historical reproduction item. The rules of the game are, you talk about your favourite reproduction piece, why you own it, the provenance, and what makes it your favourite thing. Then nominate someone else to talk about their favourite thing. This could be in a YouTube video, a blog, a Facebook post, or some other kind of social media broadcast. Most importantly, don't break the chain. I challenge Faye Stirling, who has her own YouTube channel, Instagram, and various other interesting historical costuming channels. Faye does a variety of work in the field, focusing on several different time periods, and has a special interest in historical underwear. I've linked to her work below. Please do go and check out those links if you get a chance. So, given that I mostly make videos about historical sewing and textiles, you may be surprised to know that my favourite thing is not actually very historically accurate, although it is something sewing related. My favourite thing isn't this fully hand-sewn kirtle that took me hours to make and comes complete with a hand tablet woven front lace that is constructed according to an archaeological find, as well as these handmade cloth buttons that are top stitched according to archaeological finds as well. My favourite thing also isn't this hand silk woven braid for a fillet that I made according to another archaeological find and decorated with semi-precious stones, which took me quite a long time to make. And my favourite thing certainly isn't one of these three silk medieval reproduction purses that I constructed using historical techniques and, where possible, historical materials, taking me what seemed like 1,000 years. No. Although these are some very favoured items, my absolute favourite thing related to reenactment is this set of simple bone awls. They were made for me by Andrew, hand carved out of beef bone, and I use them very often in my historical sewing projects, usually for opening up eyelet holes in fabric or unpicking seams. I find them gentler than a modern quick unpick for that purpose, and especially good for unpicking hand-sewn seams. They aren't, as far as I know, an historically accurate reproduction item, at least not for the period I reenact and the use that I put them to. In shape, they somewhat resemble the bone styli of the medieval period, although they aren't those. Those objects were probably used as writing tools for inscribing lines on parchment and on wax tablets, and they included a metal tip inserted into a recess at one end. The rounded end was used for smoothing, probably to erase previous lines on a wax tablet. Some English examples have been discovered that have no metal tip, but those are thought to have lost their original metal tip and then have been sharpened so that they could still be used. These objects also resemble Roman bone hairpins, and although I have attempted to use these as hairpins for historical hairstyles, these are not at all effective for that purpose. The Roman hairpins that I've researched seem to typically be longer and more slender than these objects. So these are indeed also not like Roman hairpins. What they do most closely resemble to my eye are the bone sewing awls of the 19th century, here pictured. Costume enthusiasts of that period will surely recognise those items. I personally didn't know of them until researching for this video, as I'm not as familiar with that period of fashion history as I am with medieval fashion history. However, I have found these little awls extremely useful in my late 14th century sewing, especially given the generous number of eyelets called for in the fashions of that period. When making the holes for eyelets, you do not cut any yarns in the cloth for the eyelet. You simply poke a hole with an awl, which pushes the fibres apart without breaking or cutting them. Some more historically accurate tools I could switch to in the future for this purpose might include a cast brass or iron awl, such as these examples from the medieval period, or a much simpler sheep's bone awl like this one. This example admittedly has been classified as a leatherworking tool, and I've only found one of its kind while researching. So therefore it might be a bit of a stretch to suggest that it was definitively used as a textile working tool. What's the use of all this, you ask? Well, if I were giving a demonstration of medieval sewing to the public, I would want to use my most historically accurate kit and knowledge on the day. If I were demonstrating how to sew medieval eyelets, I would want to be able to say, this is the kind of tool that they might have used. Or if I don't have that kind of tool, at least be able to describe the kind of tool that they might have used. These kind of details can really bring a presentation to life. Another reason I really like these items is because I'm quite a sentimental and tactile person, and these were handmade especially for me by my partner. They are very simple, elegant and practical, and I use them almost every time I sew. So there it is, my favourite thing, handmade bone awls. Not the most historical thing I have, but a favourite nonetheless because of their sentimental and utilitarian value. If you like, tell us your favourite thing by commenting below, and don't forget to tell us why. I really look forward to seeing how Faye Stirling responds to this challenge. I'm sure she'll have something wonderful to share. Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. I suppose that means you must have enjoyed the video. You know, I have another favourite thing. I received this as a recent birthday present from Andrew. Made by Alex of Flaming Gargoyle Pottery. It's a ceramic aquamanile made after an historic example from 14th century Germany. Aquamaniles were used in medieval Western Europe for hand washing as part of Christian religious ceremony, and also in wealthy households before dining. The original aquamanile that this replica is based upon is listed in its museum description as just an animal, but we rather think that it looks like a sheep. What do you think? Leave your answer in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Please wash your hands and stay safe. Have fun and keep reenacting.